Welcome back to American Nightmare and Desert Shore Motel with a vacancy.
Except we're going to Mount Red Tooth Observatory again.
Again. In the same order as the last time.
Mount Redtooth, its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
We're gonna stick our hand into a pickled jar of formaldehyde and pick out the solution to our predicament.
As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
And that the poltergeist is going to attempt
That's where the camera should be.
to attack him with street lamps.
There also is a filter on the environment around him. I'm already behind you.
Oh.
You don't have to climb over the gate. This fog effect that surrounds us now and kind of like distorts the picture. This is the filter that they use in arcade mode. Just like how the campaign, reuses the environments as it's doing right now in arcade mode, there are two versions of each of the 5 levels, and the second version is called the Nightmare version, and the Nightmare version uses this filter.
Okay, then. Do you get to fight Kirby in that?
No, you don't get to fight Kirby in that.
Damn.
What? I would never want to fight against Kirby except in Super Smash Bros.
But why?
Because Kirby's adorable.
Yes, he's also a psychopathic mass-murdering son of a bitch.
And I still love him all the same.
He loves you too, Cloud. He loves you too.
He is a beautiful, murderous creature.
Well, you got over half the manuscript pages, so...
Oh, good. Only 40 of which I actually need in order to unlock the most powerful weapon in the game.
Well, what do you get for 50 manuscript pages?
Nothing!
Nothing.
It means you only have to get 3 more to get the achievement.
Ah. So is the hunting rifle actually better than the shotgun?
I think so. You can't aim down the scope with it, but I think it does more damage.
Okay. But is it a one-shot instead of 2 for most enemies?
No.
Damn.
There is no one-shot weapon in this game. Not for the tougher enemies, anyway. We haven't seen all the enemy types yet.
Which is good because, well... Ooh! That's a very nice shot. How is the hunting rifle louder than the shotgun?
Have you ever heard a rifle?
I have, but, most of the rifles that I've been around have been low caliber.
You see, the big difference between shotguns and rifles fire bullets at a much higher velocity than shotguns deliver slugs.
Okay.
The advantage of using a shotgun is that it fires a slug, and a slug is made up of like a dozen or so like little pellets, and that's what causes all the damage from bleeding. But with a rifle, it uses sheer velocity and kinetic energy in order to make kills.
Right.
Its bullets also are bigger.
And it's bigger than shotgun slugs?
It depends. I mean, the individual pellets for slugs are pretty small.
Yeah.
And besides the new enemy placement, the filter, and the manuscript pages, not much has changed.
Yeah. It's just the observatory level again. I mean, we got a hunting rifle this time, so there's that, but...
And I have a decent number of bullets for it, to be honest. And there's more ammo for it. No, I don't want to use the carbine rifle. The carbine rifle is silly.
How silly is the carbine rifle?
Carbine rifle is so silly that you'd have to be stupid to switch out the hunting rifle for it.
You need to work on your similes, dude.
What is that game where they say, like, you know, Billy is stupid. How stupid is he?
I think that's simile.
That's the name of the game show?
No, I don't know what the name of the game show is, but the principle of what they're doing is using similes for insults.
Yeah. No, you're right. Oh, God. Audience, what is the name of that game show? Post in the comments.
Hey! A magazine about chairs!
This is supposed to be a time loop, but she parked at a different place!
So it's a time loop with variation?
I don't know if I ever explained, you can actually read those manuscripts and Alan narrates what's written on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever actually show it off, though.
Uh-oh. Crows, you're supposed to be a Bioshock Infinite.
In the original Alan Wake, the birds were not human-shaped like this. They actually were like... They would fly at you in a gaggle. A gaggle of mutant birds in the air, and you had to use your flashlight to burn them away before they reached you.
Right.
But no, far be it from this game to think of an enemy that you can't shoot. Yes, I could see the birds.
I think you'd be better off using your pistol on these guys.
Maybe. No, they move kind of fast.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think that using your hunting rifle would be the best thing, because it's got such a long refire.
But I only have to hit them twice.
Yes, but your pistol, you'll gotta hit them, what, 4 times, maybe?
How dare you? No, wait. It isn't you.
No, birds... I think you have to use a full clip of handgun ammo to take down a bird.
Ah.
I'll unlock the
Like...
door.
Thanks.
I'd say between, like, 5 and 10 bullets. Fuck you, Scratch. I'm not watching your television program.
No, but he just wants to dance for you.
I don't want to watch him dance. It's not even gay, it's just masturbation.
Replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
He's Alan. He's himself. He's watching himself dance.
Hold it. She already knows that he needed the replacement part.
Right. She also recognizes that she's experiencing a time loop right now.
She shouldn't know that she's experiencing a time loop, though.
Don't start it up yet. There's a problem with the cooling system.
Yes, that's right. I remember.
Oh God! It's not only a time loop with variation; it's a time loop with variation and consequences. It doesn't work, game.
Right. It doesn't work.
I'll take care of it.
Before you
See?
go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Are you serious? Do I have to do this right now?
Of course you do.
No, I don't.
Oh.
At least I don't think I do. Do I have to? Okay. Dr. Meadows would rather I just did my work than, soothe her confusion.
But soothing her confusion gets you +2 relationship points.
+2 relationship and then spend it on absolutely no sex.
Well, true, but if you get 10 relationship points, then you get a bonus item.
Ooh.
You can't even fall down 3 feet without spraining your ankle, Alan. Yeesh.
You do take falling damage, by the way.
Yes, as notified by the grunt.
Well, I didn't take falling damage right there. I heard footsteps. I didn't take falling damage right there, but if, say, I fell off of the cliff, then I would fall to my death.
Ah.
Because the game, for some reason, lets you fall off of cliffs.
Stop shining your flashlight in my face. I just want to talk to you about pickaxes.
Those darkness grenades can also destroy enemies for some odd reason.
Well, because they're an explosive, dude.
But it's concentrated darkness. Why would creatures of darkness be destroyed by their own element?
How is she speaking to us?
I have no idea.
We don't have a radio.
I think we're good to go.
All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Oh god, there's a PA system connected to the entire compound and she can use it.
I sense a presence.
Why'd you bother throwing it at the rocks?
Because intimidation tactics.
I guess they didn't like that.
It's not even possessed anymore, it just stops.
The poltergeist is not very good at this whole aiming thing, is it?
Oh god.
Kill me.
No, the poltergeist is intending to kill you with cars and rocks and mountains. And thus you have dispelled the poltergeist.
No, even the light fails me.
So the flashbangs, as you've already said, break through their shields, and it does appear to actually do a small stun on them. Do you have any other minor explosive weapons that act similarly?
No.
Oh.
Not explosives, but I do have flares.
Ah.
In my opinion, flares are more effective than flashbangs.
Please, come up here.
I've been thinking, ever since we started this commentary, I've been thinking, like, Dr. Meadows must represent, like Alan's more skeptical readers. Because, well, she's a scientist, she has to satisfy curiosity, ask questions, but she's also very nitpicky.
I didn't see that yet.
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Because it's the sequel game.
Yes. I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Does that make any
Are you
sense?
serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
You know, a flashlight, flashbangs, and flares.
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
Like skeptical readers.
Well, the real reason why he can't write himself superpowers is right now he can't actually rewrite reality. He says explicitly that he needs a certain set of conditions to be active in order for him to actively rewrite reality, aka the Devil's Contract. But, since we spent the entirety of the last game fighting off the Devil's Contract, we no longer have those powers.
What gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character.
Yes, you are, Meadows.
You are a character, Meadows. The faster you accept this, the easier this will all be.
Generally making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have. What practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
She's arguing that God doesn't exist because he's a dick.
Taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Oh, burn!
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete.
And in the next part, we'll discuss something.
In the next part, we'll discuss how having a story about storytelling draws attention to its own devices in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Whole